uh, the more I thought about it, the more I just like kept thinking to myself, like, hold on. Hold on. Right? How do you know I'm feeling you? Right? What's giving signs that I'm feeling you, right? Because how we about to tie this in? Which this just was like make note to me, like here in this moment. How are we about to tie this in is discussing what hometown support and family support versus non, right? But we're we're gonna tie that into today's topic, okay? Because that seems to be what everybody just wants to talk about, including myself. In fact, I was talking about it a lot until I just released it. So a couple days ago. But I got a question to ask y'all. I got a question that I am just dying to know. And that is, how do you know that I'm feeling you? How do you know that I'm feeling you, right? And if that's the case, what are the signs I'm giving that allows you to think or makes you think, puts you in the mindset that I'm feeling you? If I never verbally told you out of my mouth, what makes you feel like I'm into you? Man, right? Cause here I feel like we have this battle. We have this battle between verbal and action, word and action, action in words, actions versus words. But what happens in an instance when there's both present, word and action? I do what I say in word and action. I show what I say in word and action. That's like a double standard nowadays. And it's like, what? Oh man. Because it seems that we have a hard time believing that one. You know what I'm saying? It seems like to me we have a hard time believing when somebody shows up in word and action. Because we know what it feels like when people just show up in word, right? I'm gonna be there for you. I got you. Just let me know if you need anything, right? That's people's favorite, especially at a time of a funeral. Let me know if you need anything. All right, just don't hesitate to ask. You know what I'm saying? If you need it, just call me. I never cheat on you, or I never beat on you. I never hit you. I never make you look stupid. I never make you look crazy. Right? We all then seen what it looks like when somebody just shows up in words, because everything they say sounds good. It sounds good, right? But what happens when there is no consistency? What happens if there is no follow through? Then what? We mad. Everybody's bitter. Everybody's taking it personally, including myself. Oh, that's good. Woo, that's good. That's good. That's good. We start to feel some kind of way. We get to acting funny. Man, we get to acting funny. Because what you say is good. You show up in word. But when it come down to it, you don't show up in action. You don't show up in action. You just all words. That's manipulation. That's gaslighting. That's confusion. When it's like everything that you say, this is what you say. You always say this, or this constantly comes out of your mouth. But when it come down to it, there's no action. Equals manipulation. Equals I may or may not truly care about you. We love to run away from them type of people. We love to shy away from them type of people. We love to hide ourselves from them type of people. Those are the worst kind. I can't handle that. I can't be around that. I can't have that. But what if that's you? What if you are that type of person? Have you ever stopped and thought about it? Have you ever just sat down and truly, honestly thought about it? Are you that type of person? Or what about, what about the person who, they don't show up in word. In fact, there's no words. They quiet, they mute, they ain't saying not a lick of what's on their mind, me. Me. But when it come down to it, in action, they show up. Hey, Di, would you mind if... Absolutely not. Would you mind going to... Absolutely not. I would not mind at all. I would not mind at all. I got this business venture going on. Just share my, we all know word of mouth is a thing. We all know word of mouth is a thing. We all know word of mouth is a thing. That's how shit gets popular. That's how you gain notoriety. That's how you make a name for yourself. That's how your reputation precedes you. That is how you get into rooms. That is how you get into doors. With open keys. But then you also have the flip side of that where, like, again, I say, the person doesn't say too much or nothing, hardly ever speaks. It's kind of quiet. But when it come down to it, the person shows up in action. And then you get those type of people who are, well, I didn't ask you to do that. You're doing too much. You're extra. If I'm over here fulfilling a need, if I'm over here fulfilling something that you need, if I'm trying to figure that out, see what it is and gather it, so it's no longer a necessity for you. Oh, all of a sudden I'm doing too much. You did. That's too much. I can't deal with that. I can't be around that. Because you point out the little shit that you're bothered by me by. When, if I'm not saying anything and I'm just showing up in action, that's because regardless, you have shown both a little word and action for me. So it's without question. It's without word. Word is not a necessity in that situation. Yeah, of course. But then you got people who will take advantage of that type of person too, also, because they see that they can get it. They always gonna come and get it without your permission. Sometimes even they just gonna keep coming back every time they need it because they know that you fulfill this need, but you ain't the only relationship they got in their life. Come on. And what happens when you are that person for everybody? Because you see the little bit that everybody else does for you. We're past the support conversation, okay? We're past the support conversation, showing support. This is a respect thing we're talking about at this point. This is a respect thing. Showing homage is showing respect. A shout out is respect, me showing respect. What are the signs that I respect you? Can you just answer that question for me? What signs do I show that I respect you? Because you've heard me say it. I know you've heard me say it. Because when I show my love with word, when I show up in word, people say that's extra. I am such a fan. I love you so much. You are so amazing. Like, you have no idea. This is my words. I was told that when I did that with my words, it was too much. And people thought I was being funny. But from my experience, I had no reason to be funny. I had no reason to be funny. If you actually sit down and have a conversation with me, then you would know. We going back to that no, man, real quick. And that's a shout out to this week's latest episode of Inside the Destination, where we talked about knowing, knowing and being misunderstood. So make sure y'all go ahead and go check that out right now, or as soon as this one is done, because that was a good conversation that we was having too. But back to it. What are the signs that I show that I actually respect you and not just say it out of my mouth? Please, okay, because this is driving me crazy. This is driving me crazy. Because a sign that I respect you is that I listen. I listen to what you have to say. And I apply it where I need to apply it, if I need to apply it. And if I don't, then I won't. But at least I give you the decency. At least I give you the honesty. At least I give you the courtesy of doing what you say to do. It may not be right when you tell me to do it, but I'm going to do it if necessary. I'm going to do it if need be. I'm going to do it if I feel like it's the best decision for me. But as a unit, as a collective, as a unit trying to show loyalty, because my loyalty is a sign of respect. My loyalty is a sign of respect. You think I don't know that y'all not going to support me here? That's fine. That's fine. That just lets me know that you still not looking at the bigger picture. You're still not looking at the bigger picture. Because if you can't see that we just are pieces of the pie, you missing it. You are missing it with me. Let me put that at the end of that. Because everybody claim that they don't want to be spoken for. But they just feeding and taking whatever propaganda shit is being tossed at us. Whatever they just giving us. And saying that we like it. Saying this is what I want. Saying this is what I... Right? But we got our own mind though. Man, make sure... And we was just talking about this on Inside the Destination earlier this week, y'all. Make sure y'all go and check that out. Please go and check that out. Exactly why we should be showing up in word and action. That is all what the conversation is about. And you're right, maybe you don't want to change. Maybe you like the way you are. And you love the way that you live in. But if you're not, get with somebody else who is also tired of living that same way too. Those are your connections. Those are your kingdom connections. We can't deal with nobody else until we deal with home. And that's what he has been trying to teach me for the longest. The longest. Y'all was trying to run up out of here like everybody else, baby. When I went to school, I did not want to come back home. I did not want to come back home. I did not want to come back home. Shit, I did not want to come back home. Woo, I did not want to come back home. Ooh. Woo. Woo. I did not want to come back home. Lord have mercy. I did not want to come back home. Whew. Man. Man, oh man, I did not want to come back home. And what's so funny is the Lord showed me, God showed me, and he told me, and he told me that he will provide a ram in a bush, right? And so I'm just speaking to the week before me coming back home from college, from school at Howard University in D.C., in Washington, D.C. I had just finished up my reading. And it was about Abraham and Isaac. That's roundabout where I was finishing up my reading. And it was at the point where God was asking Abraham to sacrifice his son Isaac. And just as Abraham was about to do it, God provided a ram in a bush. Now, I know a lot of people, they be saying, don't take the Bible literally. You know. But to me, that's no different. There's no difference between seeing yourself as a character in a movie versus a character in a book. But again, that's neither here nor there. The story was about Abraham and Isaac. He was about to sacrifice his son. God said, no. Because you did not withhold your eldest son from me. Because, well, he wasn't the eldest, so because that's incorrect. He was the promised son. He was the promised son. And God said, you did not withhold the very thing I promised you from me. Here's the ram in the bush. Now, that very morning, as I was going to the cafe to eat, I saw a cup of cranberry juice in the bush in front of the cafeteria. And I took that as symbolism, as God was telling me not to worry, because he was going to provide my ram in the bush. Now, at the time that happened, I just made the correlation between what I had read, what I was reading, and what was actually happening in my life at the time. Now, at the time, I thought it was me sacrificing my freedom. I thought it was about me sacrificing a whole lot of other things that weren't even the sacrificial lamb. No. No. When the whole time for me it's been sacrificing home, or sacrificing my love for home, sacrificing my disdain for home, sacrificing my neglect of home, just home. Home. Again, it goes back to the conversation of, why don't I trust what you say? Or is it that I trust that you will say this, but I don't trust that you would do this? Word versus action. Words in action. That's what happens when they both meet. Maybe not at the same time, not always at the same time, but in sex it happens at the same time. And we love to get a high off of that feeling, huh? But that's just physical pleasure. That ain't physical, excuse me, that's just physical pleasure. But for those who, it's physical pleasure. Right? But then you have those of y'all who let us say, it's more than just physical. This is a soul connection with your mate. This is a checking in to see how you doing. This is a... And all I just have to ask is it really? Is it really? Because you and I have never had that physical interaction of words in action at the same time. But we always keep making our way back to each other. So what is that saying? What is that saying? Does it go beyond that physical moment of at the same time, of in the same direction? I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? Again, what are we talking about? Because right now we're definitely not communicating. Because you thought this conversation was about support the entire time. My brother, no. My sister, no. My baby, no. Not this time. But I think that you know, that you see it because, well, at least I think that I know that you see it because you're expressing regret with your words, and your actions is showing me different. Which is a reason that'll keep me coming back. Because even when you thought you was right, you had the respect enough for me to go back and try it again based on what I say. You have the trust to go back and believe because of what I say. To me, that's respect. That shows that you at least respect me. I know that you'll be there for me. I know that you'll support me. Because in this past season, you supported me in a way I needed to be showed up for the most. And I genuinely can't express that enough. Only God knows. And it was as you said. At the time I didn't understand, or I didn't see it. Let me not say that I did not understand. I did not see that God would not allow anyone to come to me without going through him. I did not see that when you said it to me. I did not see it then. But I took a chance on believing it. Why? Why? Because I believed in what you said before. I believed in what you said before. I stood on what you said before. And I just gotta bring this in on the professional tip, on a music tip, on the industry tip, or whatever. You said it again. We mutual acquaintances. Is that word, y'all know, acquaintances. That's it. We just music associates. You know what I'm saying? We just rocking the same circle. So it's like, all right, we vibe. We vibe at the events, you know what I'm saying? Because at the events, we live. At the events, we live. We have live interaction. We have live interaction. So we know what's up when we see each other. We already know what's good. In person, yeah. You already know what's up in person. Cause hey, okay, let's just kill it there. Let's just kill it there. Because you already know what it is in person. And so for me personally, if I'm rocking with you in person, I'm gonna check out what you say after that. Cause in person, right in this very moment, in the moment, that's you showing up in word and action, especially if we there together. If we there together in person, that's definitely you showing up in word and action at the same time, right then. But it's the after. It's after the events. It's the when nobody is watching, which, again, like I said, people, oh, I fuck with your music, Dynasty. I fuck with you. Yeah, you so dope. Da 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 da. I have to say this, and I have to say this. So, I had an associate from Akron, from the music scene. He walked up to me, you know what I'm saying, after an event and told me, oh, Dynasty, I fuck with your music, man. You so dope. You so cold. Da 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 da. Always make sure he complimenting it up while we in person. And this is why I respect him. And continue to show love and support his name. This reason right here, right? But so that's what he said, right? But then he had to end the sentence with, but I've never listened to a song of yours a day in my life. I gotta admit, I gotta let you know, I gotta tell you that I have never checked out any of your music. Excuse me? What the fuck did you just say to me? What? Excuse me? What? And by this time, we had known of each other for a couple of months. And it's like, what? Y'all, I couldn't believe that. I was dumbfounded. Do you hear me? I was dumbfounded. Whoa, I'm like, this nigga can't be serious. Woo, I'm like, this nigga can't be serious, son. Ain't no way. Woo, ain't no way. That shit's funny. Woo, oh, Lord have mercy. Okay. Woo, Lord have mercy. Okay. Yo, like, buddy, like, man, I was just standing there like, you cannot be serious. You cannot be that serious. Like, please tell me you're joking. Please tell me you fucking playing with me right now. But no, wasn't playing. Was serious. Oh, Dynasty, I fuck with your music. You so dope. You know. Yeah. I've never seen this body. I've never seen that'll come out of people's mouth and they'll never share a post. They'll never share a song announcement. They'll never share a clip of my performance videos. But you fuck with my music. Okay. Well, it's clear. It's clear that you vibe with me in person, right? We have a good time. That's an associate. We have a good time in person. But when it comes down to it, you're nothing more than that, an associate. What? It goes back to, you say that you fuck with my music. You say that you vibe with me. You say that this is what you say. Again, just only showing up in your word. But you've never shared a post. You've never liked and we're not even going to get into the people. Because I don't even know if I'm ready to have this conversation yet. We're not even going to get into the people who, say they support you the most, but have to be told to show love to some shit that you're working on because you love it. or because this next moment is all about them. We not even, because I don't even feel like I'm ready to have that conversation yet. But again, you ain't share nothing. You don't like anything. You always just watching. You're always just watching. But yet I'm the funny one. But I purchase your merchandise. I share your music. I shout you out any chance that I get. In rooms that you can't see and in rooms that you can see. I'm showing up in word and action. How do I know? Oh man, you so dope, man. I love your rapping. We need to get together. We need to work. We need to do a song, man. I'm really fucking with you. Again, I was told that all of that was extra. Me saying that in person to you, I was told that that was extra. Or people thought I was being funny when I was saying it, or they didn't believe me, or I'm, like I said, again, extra. But this is me telling you this. Okay. You don't believe me. But at this point, what I got going on, I'm doing this simply because, like I said, I fuck with you. I'm playing your music. Just go check out the channel. Go check out the channel. Check out the channel and hear what I've been saying. Hear what I've been saying behind your back. Watch what I've been doing while you weren't looking. Watch. And how do I know that my views are about to skyrocket and go hella up from here? Because again, pointing out the ones who's always watching but never sharing shit. Watch. Because you're going to go and check out the rest of the channel because you think I'm being funny even right now. Even right now as I'm telling you this shit. You'll think I'm being funny. And you're going to go and check out the rest of the channel just to see that I'm not. That I stand on what the fuck I say. Come on. You're going to see that. That's why I can stand here and say this with so much courage and so much whatever this is coming up off of me. Because I said it. I didn't say it just to say it. I meant that shit. That's how I show my support. Or that's how I showed my support. We come from the same place. I always support you. I always support you. Just simply because I know how difficult it is for me. And being that, again, going back to the point of being that we in the same industry, being that we in the same lane, coming from the same place, I know how hard it is to get support. Well, what kind of support do you need? Well, everybody knows that an entrepreneur needs financial support. Everybody knows that. Funding, that's what we like to call it, professionally. Everybody knows that, right? But either A, nobody wants to give away their money. Everybody tired of giving everybody else money. Can we just all agree to admit that? Everybody is tired of giving away their money to people. Don't nobody want to give away their money. Quite frankly, I don't even know if you need to be giving away your money in this moment. But that's where bartering and exchanges need to come back into play. But that's another conversation for another day. So, okay, I recognize that in the space where I am, because I really ain't in a space to be financially supporting my damn self. So I know I can't fund you no money. I know I can't show up to every show because it's going to cost to get into every fucking show. So monetarily, okay, I can't show up for you that way. All right, cool, damn. Well, you know what I'm saying? I still fuck with him, and you know what I'm saying? And half the time, I don't even be thinking about the shit. It just happens, right? But so, okay, can't give him no money. How else can I show support? Well, okay, word of mouth is everything. You know what I'm saying? How do you get notoriety? How do you expand your network? By networking. Okay, man. Well, if I know I need this for myself, I know they need it too. So let me just do it out of, you know what I'm saying? Let me just, because a share goes a long way. You putting my name in people's mouth. A congratulations, a thank you. will go a long way again. You dropping seeds. You planting my name in rooms. Providing opportunity. How is that providing opportunity? Because you put me in front of the people who are helping you get to where you are. And let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. A lot of haters only watch you. A lot of haters only watch you because A, they respect you. And they want the shit that you got. Or they want to be where you are. Or they want to see how you got to where you're going. And I'm telling you. I tell you. And I show you. And y'all still think I'm being funny. And you think the conversation is still about you supporting me? What? Don't you know that in this singleness season with my God, with me and my God, right? He has become my provider, my supporter. He showed me why. He's the number one supporter. And he has made me capable, very capable of supporting myself in all of the ways that I needed support in the past. And he already knowing what I'm on. So you don't think he didn't give me the means to support myself? The way that I see myself, the way that he sees myself? Because if we're being honest, you all might want to take a glimpse at the you that he sees. And if you don't know how he sees you, just look in the mirror of other people. Look what's being reflected back to you. And if God is good, if God is a good God, but you ain't even gave him a chance, so you wouldn't know if he's good or bad. You just going based off of, again, what somebody just say. Or, because a lot of y'all don't even realize it. Y'all basing that, I ain't fucking with the Bible, I ain't messing with Jesus. Y'all base all of that on the life that somebody lives and what they doing, right? Because what they say ain't matching what they doing, right? That's that whole showing up in word and not in action. Right? That's why a lot of y'all stray away. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? And this is why I have an issue. This is why I have an issue with the entire last point. Because you have somebody like me who shows up and do what I say I'm going to do behind your back when you ain't looking, when you ain't. I do that. But you'll have a lot of people who will shun that simply because they don't know about it. Simply because I didn't tell you that I was posting your song on a playlist that I'm trying to get curated, or, I didn't tell you that I shouted out your music. I didn't tell you that I play your music all the time because I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you. Because I didn't tell you have a problem with that because you didn't know. Because you didn't know, you assumed that it didn't happen. But there's evidence to what I'm saying. There's evidence to what I'm saying. That's the fruits of the Spirit. That's the evidence of the fruits being present in my life. That's the evidence. And then you had them people too who, even when, okay, so let's say You tell them that you know what I'm saying, you supporting them. You tell them that you play their music. You tell them that, you know what I'm saying, I vibe with you and all. You tell them that. And then they go and they see that you're doing it. A lot of them will say that, well, you just doing it, you know what I'm saying, just to say that you're doing it. You just doing it just to, you know what I'm saying, just to reap some benefits, the rewards that's coming from me doing what I'm doing, right? And you do have, don't get it twisted. Don't get me wrong and don't have me misunderstood, because you do have those people who will only come in your life to show up to do things just to say that they do it, just to get the credit from your name, just to get the credit from your notoriety, just to get the credit for your influence. You do have those people who will show up in your lives and, you know what I'm saying, just attempt to do stuff just to, you know what I'm saying, reap the benefits, reap the rewards, eat your fruits. My goodness. Eat the fruits of the spirit that you're providing. You have some people who would just come in your life only to, but then again, in the same token, at the same time, because both do equal in existence. You treat everybody like that because you have had somebody come into your life and do what they said that they was going to do simply to make a name for themselves, to help make a name for themselves. And just because you've had that, you begin to treat everybody else like that. And it's like, I don't want shit from you. I've said that and I've shown that because I haven't asked for anything from you. I just do this just to do it. And so what you think me asking for a little respect in return, you think me asking for, that's doing too much? You don't think I know that there's people out here that's going to be trying to use me? Who will only want to use me? Who think that they about to get their leg up? Who think that they're manipulating me? Who think that they control me? You don't think I know that there's people out there who believe in that shit? But that's why I have to let them. Because that's where the delusion comes into. And we only look delusional when we try to keep up appearances. When we try to show up in ways that's not authentic to us. But that's why I'm liked everywhere that I go. Listen. After having my heart broken, and I put an emphasis on that because I know all y'all can relate. Or so y'all say y'all can relate. But after having my heart broken, ain't no way. I'm just blindly trusting. Not you, anyway. Not y'all, not these people. I know how people can be. But here's where the clarity comes in with God in that situation, in that scenario, in that conclusion. I trust God like that. I blindly trust God. Because the things that he tells me and the things that he says, they always come to pass. I always come to an understanding about a misunderstanding. Or I'm always loved better in any given factor. So, which tells me, if God is leading me to a person, if God is telling me to trust a person, why would I not believe what he says? Why would I not believe what he is showing me? Because I know that God wouldn't lead me to a person who ain't loving like him. God would not lead me to a person who ain't providing like him. God would not lead me to a person who doesn't support me like him, who doesn't see me like him, like he does. So why is it that I don't trust that? And that's because I got some wounded areas in my life. I need some healing. I got some healing to do. Because why can't I trust that? God, I trust you with everything else. I trust you with my life. Or so I say. Or so I say. So why would I not trust you if you are who he's sending me to? Why would I not trust you? And again, that just goes back to because I couldn't. I wasn't in a place where I even trust myself enough to understand that decision that I just made. So how could I trust you? Why would I trust you? But you know what? I'm going to keep going with it. Why? Because God told me to. Because if it was me, baby, I'm not moving to my unsurety. Not doing it. Nope. That has led me into too many situations in the past. Hell no. Ain't doing it. Nope. Not this time. Nope. Nope. Absolutely not. No. Nope. Nope. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening. But that's why I continue with it. Because I trust him. Well, a little bit. We develop in that trust. And in the development of that trust, you learn these things. Because anytime I believed God and didn't fully trust in what he said, or anytime that God had told me something and I was just wavering, it was like, all right. We gonna see type of a deal, right? When I had those moments with God, it always worked out in my favor. Regardless to if the situation went how I wanted it to go, how I perceived it was going to go, it always worked out in my favor. Always. When I went with God. So again, even though I'm a little, is you sure? Even though I'm at that moment with God, I'm still move forward. You know what I'm saying? I may not run full steam ahead like I was in the past. I may not, you know what I'm saying, jump and holler and scream like I have in the past. But right now, I'm all right. All right. That's so funny. Terrible. Honestly terrible. Whew. But in this, I recognize my own healing. That's why I'm laughing so much. I laugh when I say something for the first time, or I used to laugh when I would say something for the first time out loud and had the realization moment. That was usually a telltale sign that I was having a realization moment to myself. So, or with some shit just be funny, and it's like I can't believe. I think I laugh at the audacity of some people, you know what I'm saying? Because that should be funny and be like, ain't no way. Ain't no way you really believe that. And it's like, they did. But you had your moments too, though, right? And that's where the healing comes into it, because y'all don't even understand, or most of y'all won't even realize how much in this moment I am healing myself. And I have to say healing myself because I want you to understand something. God can always paint the picture. God can always point something out in the picture. But it's up to you to do something about it. God didn't tell David to kill Bathsheba's husband. God just simply pointed out that, hey, what you did is wrong. You know you slept with this man's wife. You know you slept with this man's wife. and then you send him out to war to get killed? To hide the fact that you didn't want the baby? Or to simply cover up the evidence, right? Because at that point, the baby is just the evidence that you slept with my wife. The baby is just the evidence. Because for those of y'all who do y'all reading and y'all know it, y'all know the story. After David slept with this woman, Bathsheba, she let him know, hey, brother, pregnant, I'm having your baby. And David tries to get her husband to go back home to sleep with her. Or at least that's what I'm insinuating. That's what I'm picking up from the clues in the text, because why else would you send this man back home to his wife after you know you slept with her, after she tells you that she pregnant? You ain't want no responsibility with what came with that decision that you made. None. You wanted zero responsibility from that. You wanted zero responsibility from that. So what do? Man, go home. Go sleep with your wife. This is David. I'm talking about David at this point. Oh, man, go home. Go sleep with your wife. Go home. And this man is so honorable. Bathsheba's husband is so honorable. He like, nah. Like, what it look like me going home and laying with my wife, me having a good time with my wife, and my brothers are out here warring. My brothers are out here battling. Like, I can't do that. Trust. Brotherhood. Who are you hanging out with? And I'm talking to my fellas at this point. I just got to point this out here. I gotta say this to my fellas at this point. Okay? Back in the text. This man refuses to go home. So what does David do? David sends him to war. And not only does he send him to war, he sends him to the most dangerous part of the war. That man never makes it back home to his wife. That man never makes it back home to his wife. How many situations do y'all know sound like this? May not be being sent off to war, but every day it's a war in these streets. Am I right? Or that's the culture that seems to be pushed. So it's like, setting niggas up to get killed. Setting niggas up to get robbed. And you know why we don't easily trust? David's husband, excuse me, I misspoke. Bathsheba's husband and David, they had no ties. They didn't know each other. So, you know what I'm saying? This is about the woman. Yeah. That sounds a lot like this drug culture that's pushed. Am I wrong? They didn't know each other. So, you know what I'm saying? Well, let's... Avi, set him up to get robbed, set him up to get killed. I gotta rob this nigga. You know what I'm saying? For what reason? For what good reason? Because, I mean, if we talking about the text, it was over a woman. Same shit that be happening today. Right? But it can be, because it says Bathsheba was a woman of unusual beauty. Right? She was a woman of unusual beauty. But this is the representation of anything. It could be the representation of anything, right? If we're talking symbolism, and not even talking about Bathsheba as being the character of a woman, because when something is good, it's always referred to as a she, as a woman. Is it not? Mary Jane. That's a double reference for those of y'all who need to know, and we don't need to point it out, because for those of us who get it, this is your level of conversation. This is how you know that this right here, what we're having right now, this understanding that you're having with me and vice versa, This is how you know that this is your level of conversation. Maintain it. Maintain it. This is the level of conversation that will keep you steady. Right? But if we're talking symbolism, right? Mary Jane, that's a female reference. You know how many people lose their lives? Because let me stop saying that. You know how many individuals, just period, male and female. Female gangsters and the male gangsters. You know how many are losing their lives over Mary Jane? And it ain't even just Mary Jane, it's the other stuff too. We know. Molly, you know what I'm saying? Not Molly, but I had to bring that up because it has a female referenced name. To kind of hone into the point. You get what I'm saying? Most times when you hear somebody's name of a car, what is it? Majority of the time it's a female name. So anything can be a representation. Bathsheba can be a representation of anything. Beautiful. Anything that we deem beautiful in our lives. Both male and female. Bathsheba can represent anything of unusual attraction to us. Anything. Dynasty, why were you so obsessed with the work of your hands? My daughter. What was so beautiful about the work of your hands that you just couldn't let it go? That every time your love or your enamoredness or your passion for these beautiful works of your hands, what was it about it that kept you coming back? And what was it about it that made you want to kill the evidence every time? What was it about it? That unusual thing of beauty. That thing of unusual beauty in your life. Whether it be a person. Whether it be a car. Whether it be a house. A job. A dream. A person. A belief. What was it about this thing that made you keep coming back and made you want to destroy the evidence? And then I want you to go home tonight and I want you to ask yourselves, what was the difference between that baby dying and Solomon being born right after? I want y'all to go home and really ask yourself. Sit there and ask yourself. Go and read the situation. Go hear about the story. What was it? Because David got a visit from a prophet of the Lord saying that he was not pleased with what David had done to this man and his wife and their family. Over what? That physical word and actions, that mutual bonding, that moment mutual bond, that physical, and it's like, And why are we so devastated when it happens? What about that situation is so devastating? Because again, it all goes back to the end of the day at maintaining value, maintaining purpose. What was it? What was the difference? What was the difference in action, in David's action? From the time that the baby had died to Solomon being born. And we all know who Solomon is. We all know who he is. But you got to understand that both Solomon's birth and the other baby's death are both reactions and results of the same person who decided in those moments to make two completely different choices. What was the difference in his actions? I'm going to leave y'all with that question.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Inner Healing Week with R.C. Blakes. Well, this is day 2, and we're looking today at seeking God's comfort. Today I want us to focus on seeking God's comfort. Because when you think about life and all of the twists and the turns and wow, the hiccups of life, man, it can leave us in a dizzying, discombobulated state. And quite often we don't really know where to go for comfort. And the worst thing we may do is to make confusion and hurting inwardly a norm. There has to be somewhere we go for comfort. Now, here's the harsh reality about life. There will be times in your life that you will find fewer places, fewer human resources to seek comfort in. Life can be very lonely. Life can put you in some positions where you have to walk some things out by yourself. Even when you have people that love you, sometimes they're just incapable of being able to manage your particular issue. But the one thing that I have found to be a constant, that is, God is always my comfort. I know on the outside it looks like my life is just the epitome of a party. But the reality is there's a lot that goes into doing what I do and even being who I am. And there are a lot of dark days. And I have to find my comfort in God's presence. So I want you today to take the time to connect with God for comfort. Stop running, searching for relationships to bring comfort to your pain. I want you today to search to connect with God for comfort. Searching for comfort in God can bring many psychological advantages to you, because He is truly the only source of peace. And so today, I know that many of you are saying, well, I'm not the most prayerful. I've not really connected with God in a long time. Some of you are saying, well, I've never really had a relationship with God. And you know, I want to say this to you. None of those things matter. Because though you may not have had a relationship with you, He's had, you may not have had a relationship with Him, rather, He's had one with you. And you may not have loved Him like He deserves to be loved, but He's always loved you. And He's simply been waiting on you to come to a point where you would seek Him. You don't have to have fanciful religious words, almost like poetry to present to God to be acceptable in his sight. You simply have to come with your brokenness and with your sincerity. And you have to come seeking him and acknowledging the fact that you are hurt and that you need him. There's nothing that moves a father faster than a child that says, "Daddy, I need you." I like what the 147th Psalm says in verse 3. It says, he heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. That's really my prayer for you today. God would heal your broken heart, that God will bind up your wound, because when you seek God, when you seek comfort in God, God will give you a sense of purpose. He'll give you a sense of purpose and even meaning as it relates to all of this. God, when you seek God, he will give you hope and optimism. You won't even be able to explain it, but for some reason, you will develop a hope and an optimism that is beyond anything you've ever experienced. Now, here's some action steps for you today. I want you today, on this day number 2, as we seek God's comfort, I want you to spend time in prayer and meditation, seeking solace in God's presence. Tell God how you feel, ask God for what you need, and then meditate and wait on God to speak back to you, and he will speak back to you. I want you to read and meditate on the scriptures, or anything that puts you in a divine state of mind. Now, today we have all kinds of church services and amazing speakers on, at the tips of our fingers. We have access because of the internet. Find something, someone that really inspires you. As today you seek God's comfort, welcome the Holy Spirit into your presence, into your life, into your space, and watch Holy Spirit do something in you that will literally blow your mind. So these things are my prayers for you, that the Spirit of God will come upon you in a special way today and bring you peace in replacement of the storm. I want to thank you for spending this moment with me in this week of healing. Just know that you're not by yourself. I'm praying with you, and we're healing together. Have an amazing day.
What's up?
What's up?
If you could go back to any age, what age would you go back to? And why?
How old was I when I started high school? I was, 12 or 13? I would go back to that age, like 13.
Okay.
I had no bills, no kid, no nothing. Like, I would go back to that.
Okay, why do you laugh?
Huh?
Why do you laugh?
Why did I laugh?
Why do you laugh?
I mean, maybe because it's funny. I don't know.
Okay. If 13-year-old you came across this video today, what would you want her to know?
I mean, you doing what you need to do. You don't let nothing ever get to you. And you gotta keep moving, period. Just keep going, all that extra shit, just don't let nothing stop you. You're gonna come across a lot of obstacles. Once you get over those, it'll be okay.